So I just beat episode 3 of the Walking Dead game, and I so many things, so many feels. It's got me. It's got me hooked. And the problem is, I'm actually leaving for London tomorrow, so I won't be able to play the last 2 episodes until after Christmas. Oh my god. Anyway, you don't want to hear about this. You want to hear about Pokemon, and that's exactly what you're going to hear about today. Got a battle against Darkrai25 and Ubers, obviously, as you can probably tell from the team matchup. So let's just get into it. My team is actually not really well put together. I grabbed 6 random things, which usually kind of works in Ubers, but in this case I forgot to bring a Scarf Poke, so that's kind of going to work against me a little bit, but we'll see how I can handle it to begin with. And seeing him leading off with Dialga, I'm assuming it's a support set. And so I just make the assumption that I'm not going to be able to kill him with a Draco Meteor. Little do I know that I think I'm running Specs Palkia, because I was thinking maybe it was Lustrous Orb, but after seeing Spatial Rend damage, I probably guessing that I was a Specs variant. I never actually checked to find out, but holy crap, Spatial Run does a fuck ton of damage. Draco Meteor probably would have killed it. So instead of doing that, I unfortunately get paralyzed and he gets Stealth Rock on the field. So he kind of gets 2 things which he shouldn't have had, and unfortunately my Palkia is kind of crippled because of that. I would have much appreciated if I had gone for Draco Meteor and killed it. So doesn't happen. Goes into Kingdra, and I don't know what went on here in my mind, but I thought, well, I don't know, maybe I can live a dragon move, right? No, Draco Meteor from a Kingdra is going to kill me, and I don't know, Palkia was kind of death fodder, perhaps, because it was paralyzed and it was so useless, but I could have easily gone into something to take that Draco. Like, I didn't have many problems to switch into it, I don't think, so kind of sucks that I lose Palkia, but hey, what are you going to do? Allows me to bring in Groudon, get up the Sun, and not really be afraid of this Kingdra at all, because he has -2 special attack, and of course, his stab in terms of Waterfall, or in terms of Surf or Hydro Pump, or whatever he's carrying, is now very much reduced. So, go for the Thunder Wave as the switch. He does switch into his Darkrai, which is absolutely phenomenal and perfect and brilliant in every single way possible and imaginable. Reason being that Darkrai is a massive cunt, and he basically puts things to sleep and then subs, and then he's a royal pain in the ass to take out. So got the T-Wave off, and then as he puts me to sleep with Dark Void, I get the Stealth Rocks up on his side of the field, you know, before that occurs, which definitely appreciated, because he does have a Rayquaza, I believe, and some other stuff that doesn't really like taking Stealth Rock damage. So I decide here I'm going to go into my Ho-Oh. Reason being is that any special hit that Darkrai wants to throw at me, I know I can take, just because Ho-Oh's bulk is such that, you know, special defensively is through the roof. I'm able to take that hit very nicely. Dark Pulse does practically nothing. And obviously, because of Stealth Rocks, I'm really low on health right now, despite having taken the attack very well. I'm going to roost myself all the way back up, not quite hit a place I'd like to be, but the fortunate thing about that is that he in fact gets paralyzed, meaning I don't have to mess around with roosting anymore until he gets paralyzed, you know, somewhere else down the road. He gets paralyzed straight away, allows me to go for the Sacred Fire, and I just clean him out because the Sun Boost actually kind of aids me there. So things are looking pretty good here. One of his main threats out the way in Darkrai, and his Dialga's obviously gone as well, so I think I have a good shot here at the moment, and things are looking great. So, goes into his Kyogre. I'm like, well, we might as well Brave Bird, because I think that he's not going to be running Scarf Ogre. It just seems like Specs would be the thing that he would be going for. I don't know why. I just had this inclination that Specs Ogre would be the big thing. And it turns out that I am faster. I'm able to go for the Brave Bird and straight up kill it. So he must have been an offensively based one. Probably didn't have much HP investment. And wow, that's pretty much that. Chapter managed to kill the thing, and it's gone. Now, problem about this situation is that his Kingdra is obviously now faster than everything because of the rain boost. So what I decide to do is I decide to go out into my Groudon, obviously to win the weather war. So now that my sun is up, his rain obviously can no longer be useful because it doesn't exist anymore, and I'm able to you know, lend myself the advantage, as it were. So take a Surf, not well, you know, the sun is up, but it's still not a really good thing to take. And then I'm looking at my team, I'm thinking, well, if only I had Palkia left to switch in on a Surf, because then I could take the hit and be able to retaliate with a Spatial Rend or a Draco or whatever, and unfortunately it turns out not to be the case, as I actually die with my Groudon, because I have nothing really I want to switch in. Everything is kind of valuable at this point. So Go back into Ho-Oh. Now that the rain is gone, I'm like, okay, this is fine. I can just go for the Brave Bird. Actually, I'm going to go for the Roost and try and get my health up because he can't really do anything to me. Draco won't do much, and, you know, Surf won't do much because of the sun. And then he outspeeds me, and I'm like, huh? I literally learn a bit of gibberish and then start speaking it, and that happens. I'm like, wait, what? How did? Okay, so apparently I could not outspeed the Kingdra, even though the rain was gone, which kind of sucks because Ho-Oh would have been very useful in this match, and I should have really seen that coming. But instead of doing that, I die, and I go into Arcee, and I think, as it were, this is my opportune moment to set up a Swords Dance because I know that I can't kill the Rayquaza with extreme speed unless I have +2 behind me. So I go for it, and I'm thinking, okay, at this point, all he has left is Kingdra, Rayquaza, and a Deoxys attack. I have priority in the form of extreme speed, and this extreme speed is going to bring it home for me, right? I'm going to be able to go for it and take every single thing out on the field left. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can probably tell by the video length, that's not what's going to happen. Not because I misclicked or anything, but because his Deoxys attack has extreme speed, and I just didn't think that was a scenario. I didn't even think that that was something that could happen. I was like, wait a second, that thing does get extreme speed, but I never ever see anyone using it at all. Like, I didn't expect that to happen in any sense or way or whatever. And it does. And I'm like, fuck, this is not good, because all I have left is this Reshiram and a Gliscor. Reshiram and Gliscor versus Rayquaza and Deoxys A. And you know what? My chances aren't looking too hot right now. They really aren't, because I thought Arceus was going to be able to sweep with extreme speed. However, not all is lost, because he kills my Reshiram with a Psycho Boost, you know, dropping the special attack. But Gliscor has a little bit of a plan up its sleeve, and we'll try and set that in motion as he switches into his Rayquaza. So this Gliscor is one built by Rich, as he is aptly named, and it has Toxic, Substitute, Taunt, and Earthquake. I went for the Earthquake, thinking that, you know, maybe his Deoxys would just want to stay in and Ice Beam me, and it probably could have killed me, I think, if it had Ice Beam. But he switches out, which is interesting, and he goes into his Rayquaza. Probably he was predicting the Protect is why he switched. But at this junction, I'm thinking, okay, the best way for me to kill this thing is to let it set up a Dragon Dance and whatever it wants to do, and go for a Toxic, and wear him down with Life Orb Recoil and Toxic damage. Only problem is, I miss my first Toxic, which is actually going to end up being pretty freaking crucial. Reason being just time. Time is very limited. My Gliscor has only a certain amount of time it's going to live for, and at this point, at this juncture, missing Toxic really cost me hugely, because that's at least 2 or 3 turns where I could have got extra damage on it that didn't end up happening. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to Toxic it now, and he opted to go for a second Dragon Dance, as I'm still behind the sub. I'm not quite sure why he did that. He probably could have easily taken me out with, you know, a Dragon Claw, but he did do that. Gives me a little bit of a hope in hell here, as it were, as he goes for another Dragon Claw to take out my sub. Now, constantly happening, the Life Orb's going down, the Toxic's going down. I'm thinking, this is not going to look well. Not going to look well? Yes, my English is suffering a train wreck because of the situation at this point. So, after the Poison Heal, my HP goes up to 88. Now, if you do the maths, 354 divided by 4 is 88.5, meaning I need 89 HP to make a sub, meaning I need 90 HP to live with a sub with 1 HP. And unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, because I lack 2 HP, because I lack 2 HP on that turn, I am not able to get up a substitute. The Rayquaza is able to go for Overheat, take out my Gliscor, is going to die from Life Orb Toxic, but of course his Deoxys A still remains, and ladies and gentlemen, he's actually going to sneak that one from under me. When I thought that Arceus had the sweep on lockdown, he takes the game, a narrow 1-0, and holy crap, it was tense, it was tight, and Toxic missing was definitely a pain in the ass. Also, the problem with that Gliscor is that it has Taunt as opposed to Protect, and Protect probably would have aided me better in that situation, that scenario, but didn't end up happening. And such is the way indeed. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Uploads may be a bit sporadic next week. Obviously, it is Christmas coming up, and I am actually going to London tomorrow. So If you don't see videos as regularly, that's why, because my internet availability down there isn't so great. I'll try and do what I can, you know, upload as much stuff as I can do, and hopefully keep you guys satisfied over the Christmas break. But if you do notice a bit of a departure in terms of scheduling, then that is the reason why. Otherwise, I hope you guys enjoyed this, of course, and all the other stuff on my channel, as always. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.